So do you ever have those situations where you're really close to finishing something, final assembly, you're really excited, and you go to put it in and it just doesn't work? Well, that's the situation I'm in. So let's talk about what the new big change is. Well, here she is. The chassis has come together pretty well overall. But the big issue is that this is a 36 and I have a 37 to 39 rear. My original plan was to keep the mechanical brakes because I had everything and it was just simply to save money. So everything was ready to go, went to put this rear in after cleaning everything up, and long story short, had a little bit of miscommunication on some information, and mechanical brakes will not work with this rear. So now I am doing a complete hydraulic conversion on the 36. So that is what is happening. And that is what is happening over here across the shop. Painting up all the parts, getting everything ready for the change, as well as extra parts for different stuff that are for different aspects of the car. So this video will be for those who want to do a hydraulic conversion on an early Ford that has mechanical brakes. So I will be going through step by step exactly what I do, every single early Ford part that I use. I believe there are a few variations to this that will also work, but I'll provide a list down in the information below that tells you exactly what I used, if I bought anything new, where I got it, but almost everything outside of wear parts will be original Ford parts. So I'll be able to help anyone that is doing the same thing, because I haven't been able to find a detailed video from start to finish of this conversion on from mechanical to hydraulic. So hopefully this helps somebody, and hopefully all my information is correct. Okay, have everything disassembled when it comes to mechanical brakes, so now I can start bolting in all the stuff that I've been working on and go from there. So let me turn this around and I'll kind of explain at least the front portion, parts that are going on that are different years from the 36, and what I know so far, and then I will start working on the rear after that. Alright, so I have everything off, and I was fortunate enough to find, through a friend, a fully assembled front brake assembly. And so these are 42 to 47 backing plates, excuse the noise. And so 42 to 47 for the front, and then for drums I will be using the 37 through 39 wide 5, because I want to keep wide 5s on this car because I just like them. But otherwise you can change and use the actual 42 to 47 smaller bolt pattern wheels for the front on the 36. So if you want wide 5, you need to use 37 to 39 drums, but you have to use 42 to 47 backing plates and hydraulic setup for that. So here is the driver's side setup. Everything is good except for swapping those kingpins out, which is no big deal. Next thing is I've got to get these brackets mounted to hold the brake line hose, because obviously the original 36 did not have this. So this bracket is just something I had, so I am getting ready to get all that mounted up. It's gonna go somewhere in this area So that will get mounted, same thing on both sides. So that takes care of that, but you can actually buy a bracket. I just didn't have them, didn't want to wait on them, so I found this, and this should work really well. So that's what I'm gonna do, and I'm actually gonna bring my brake line underneath the frame and come up to this area. So I'll have brake lines running along the top edge. So brake lines are next on the front, and I got my pedal assembly mounted. So just so you know, there is actually some cutting that has to be done. However, don't do what I did. I cut in the wrong area. So the original pedal assembly's right about in here, and you actually are shifting over. The only hole that original hole that will work is you base your pedal location off of this hole. So this is an original hole. Put a bolt in there. I clamped it to the frame to get everything set. Checked for level, checked my carb level and all that to make sure that my actual master cylinder was going to be sitting level. And got those holes drilled, and then because of the pedal swing, let me get up underneath. For the brakes, you have to do clearance in this space right in here, and you also have to, let's waller out the frame some in this area to be able to feed the pedal through, or you could actually take it apart and do it that way, but I just chose to cut some out. What I cut out back here didn't actually have to happen, but that's, you know, the stuff you learn. And so now, because I am doing a dual master cylinder, I had to make an adapter plate. You can buy these online for between $60 and $80, which I thought was pretty crazy. This one cost me about $35 to make, and that's only because I did not have a countersink bit to sink these panhead bolts in. So if I had already had that, it would have only cost me about $18 with the chunk of aluminum and the bolts that I needed. So a much better deal, plus I learned how to do something. Hadn't really made anything like this before. So relatively simple. I actually took some calipers, made a basic template, spray glue it to the aluminum, and then you start cutting and drilling and all that. And then as you can see, it does look a little different. So I had to shape it to fit inside here to also still leave plenty of support for the master cylinder to mount to. Mine is oversized compared to the ones that you'll see online for sale, but I left a lot more meat on here because I thought that was important, so that we had the proper strength to support the master cylinder, and obviously as the brake lever is pushing in and out, I wanted it to have a lot of strength. So that is ready to go. It is pretty tight back here, so I actually ended up having to grind off one side of the grade 8s on both sides so that they actually fit in there, which is actually a little convenient because they won't spin. So mounting everything works really well. So that's ready to go, and I already got my rear brake lines plumbed. So those are done. They're running up here. And then I was fortunate with the 39 rear end, actually already had all this with it, so I was able to just duplicate it. But then with the 36, because it was mechanical, I drilled through the frame to mount the hose to, so that all of that works. I believe in the later models, this is where they come through approximately, so this position worked really well. So I will just feed my brake line through to the master cylinder, and I'm actually putting residual valves for the rear as well as for the front, so that we get less fluid loss in the line. It'll hold pressure better and have a better pedal. So that is the plan. So I'm going to get this master cylinder bolted up, and we'll start working on brake lines. there are probably many ways you can measure for a brake line, but this is just what I'm gonna do. So my union is actually gonna go right above this driver's side brake line, brake hose. So what I'm doing is just taking some wire and kind of getting an idea of how I want it to go. So I've basically just got two 90s. So it's a 90 out of the hose, go straight up, and then a 90 into the block. So I'm roughly in there, so then I can just straighten out my wire and take that over to the brake line and get that cut. Alright, well, the front is done. Nothing's really tightened up yet, but got all the lines run, coming all the way back. Here's our residual going into the front half of the master. So all I have left is to run out of this back side. I run a line, residual will sit somewhere in here, and then we'll connect it over there. So pretty simple, and then the brake system will be done. So that'll be a good thing to check off the list.